Thank you, Speaker. I rise to make a brief contribution in addition to the contribution made by my colleague, Greens member for Balmain, Jamie Parker, and want to put on the record the fact that I think that it is really, really important that we are seeing the RMS removed and merged with transport when it comes to the administration amendment bill that we are discussing today. I think the idea of dissolving roads and maritime services and ensuring the assets, rights and liabilities of RMS are, on its dissolution, transferred to Transport New South Wales is really key. But I particularly want to talk about it because I think that what we have seen is a failure in many ways to be able to have an integrated approach to transport and road construction in our inner city areas, and that has had a huge impact particularly on the electorate of Newtown, and particularly in the area where we have seen RMS championing what are aggressive road policies, and particularly WestConnex, the issue of where we see them championing what is a massive road agenda when we know full well that those are not the solutions we need to the transport and congestion problems. And so what I would hope to see, and what very much I'm sure many living in the electorate of Newtown and beyond would hope to see, is that actually in this merger we would see an integration that would recognise the need to prioritise sustainable forms of transport that actually are servicing our communities and not adding to the congestion problem. And I think that sadly what we will see is that RMS will have left a legacy of unacceptable traffic congestion in Sydney, poorly maintained and inadequate roads and roads infrastructure in New South Wales country areas, but particularly when it comes to the management of WestConnex. And as the member for Balmain pointed out, in April this year it was reported that WestConnex had breached one of its approval conditions requiring that 2 lanes on Parramatta Road from Burwood to Haberfield would be dedicated to public transport, a fast bus corridor as mandated in condition B34. Now we know that the M4 East has been constructed and there's still no sign of this condition being realised. What we know is that when that environmental impact statement came out, we were in this chamber asking questions and raising the fact that it was being relied on that this public transport and these bus lanes would be delivered as part of the benefits, the benefit-cost ratio to justify the expenditure and the delivery of WestConnex. And it was said that they would be there and that would do that. However, they've never been delivered. They've never been put there. And what we know is that this is I'm not surprised by this. I knew at the time this is why we're raising it. The concern is, sorry, I sound surprised. I'm just like so over being bored and over the idea of asking the same questions and not getting the same answers. I'm trying to try it with a bit of enthusiasm. But what we knew was that there was no integrated plan. What we knew is we were delivering massive motorways into the city without looking at what was happening to those communities. What we knew is that we were hearing from mayors in Western Sydney who were saying our communities are suffering from health problems as a result of commuting. They need more support to be able to catch public transport and active transport. And they're saying our communities are struggling because there's not an integrated approach. And yet apparently we were told, and I think if we're going to look at the end of the RMS, that can I just say that there is one thing that I'm very disappointed about. And I'm very disappointed that Duncan Gay, the former roads minister, isn't here to see the abolition of the RMS, because he was the one that told me and the people of Newtown that we would be in nirvana. We would be in nirvana when WestConnex was delivered. He told us that we would be driving in our cars in nirvana when WestConnex was delivered. And so can I just say to Duncan Gay, wherever he is now, he may be somewhere in the electorate of Newtown, I'm not sure, wherever he is now, I say to Duncan Gay,
I'm sure he's watching today.
We are in nirvana at the idea that potentially what we are seeing here is an end to the domination of delivery of privatised motor roads and toll roads in our city. And hopefully we will see, and this is a big hope, but hopefully what we will see is an end to the idea of creating more congestion, trying to solve congestion by delivering roads in our city, and an integrated approach to being able to see and remove beyond the one-eyed and arrogant approach of RMS, a body that has for so long failed to deliver on the progress and environmentally sustainable transport solutions that we require.
Well, I thank